Which one is Rick and which one's Trevor? All right. And we are here for, looks like our first appearance on a landlord-tenant matter. So, Messrs. McGrath, let me ask you, did you receive your advice of rights in this case? It was probably on a pink sheet. Did you receive an advice of rights in this case? It was probably on a pink sheet of paper or a purple sheet.
Pink sheet, but I got. That's just the court.
All right, so I'm going to go through those rights with you. All right, are you able to hear me okay, or do you need a hearing? Can we get a hearing device? Is that better?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to go through those rights with you. All right. So you have the right to obtain legal advice. You have the right to a jury trial if you requested that within a certain amount of time. The right to seek financial assistance and to know that a judgment is not always necessary to get that assistance. The right to resolve the case with mediation if both parties agree. The right to a consent judgment or a conditional dismissal. Any appeal to the circuit court must be taken within 10 days after a judgment is entered in this case. And on the back of that rights form, that should have listed where you can get legal advice and financial assistance. And I know you said you didn't get one, but bailiff, is there a pink sheet up there on the wall? So the bailiff is going to give you that form that on the back is going to list where you can obtain the assistance if you need it.
Thank you, Lord.
So my question to you today is, are either of you requesting an adjournment for either legal advice or financial assistance? All right. Then I'll turn back to plaintiffs. Is there any resolution in this case at all?
No, not to my knowledge.
And so it looks like, am I correct that there's a total owing between rent and costs of $2,076.15?
Correct.
And costs are $327.90. What do those break down to?
Court costs are $156. Sorry, that's a filing fee. Attorney fee of $75 and process server fee of $96.90.
And rent is $1,749.25, correct?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Yes.
He did just pay $3,000, so I don't know what that ticket to.
When did you pay $3,000?
It was right after Christmas, so that's probably pretty accurate. Yeah.
Counsel, does that take into account the $3,000 payment that was made right after Christmas?
I see a payment on 12/19 of $1,021.60. I see a payment on 12/20 of $1,031.90. And I see another payment on 12/19 of $1,031. So yeah, the total of those is right about is a little over 3,000. And those are all right before Christmas. So this number does include those.
That does include that?
Correct. The number that I gave you and that you read off is reflective of those payments being processed and applied.
All right. Do those numbers make sense to you?
Yes.
All right.
How much was the total again?
The total is $1,749.25 for rent. And then there's costs of $327.90 for the total of $2,076.15. So my question to the defendants are, do you wish to have a hearing on this matter? Or do you agree that that's the amount that you owe?
That's the amount.
You agree with that?
I haven't lived there for the last 2 years. It is in my name, but it's the primary.
But you're still on the lease?
Yes.
Counsel, do you have any objection to a consent judgment entering today?
I don't.
All right. So what a consent judgment means is that you both agree that that's the amount that's owed. You get 10 days to pay that amount, which is a Sunday, and the next day is a holiday. So you would have until January 20th to pay that amount, or they would be able to seek an order of eviction.
Is there any way we get onto a payment plan? I can pay $500 today for sure, and then I just took out a loan. I'm just waiting for that to get approved, and that should give me the rest of the way.
All right.
So my thought, I can't approve any sort of payment plan without permission of my client. And to my knowledge, they're not, prefer not to do a payment plan. But what I can tell you is that you're making progress and actively working towards this and in communication with the landlord. They have a history of not necessarily enforcing that judgment right when they need to, if you are making an effort to do it. So I understand that that's not a payment plan or a technically give you more time. That's what I can tell you at this point.
Let me ask you, Mr. McGrath, how long do you expect before that loan comes through?
Should be by the end of next week.
By the end of next week?
I can do it by myself, but
He had to, a direct deposit slip, and that's what they're waiting on. He'd already given it to the bank, they're just waiting for it to go.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat that as a request for financial assistance.
Okay.
I'm going to grant an adjournment because of that. And we'll set it out to the 23rd. That's our next court date. That should give you the time that you need. And then if it resolves the issue, it resolves the issue.
January 23rd.
Do we have a time yet?
10 o'clock.
January 23rd at 10 a.m.
And then obviously if we receive payment before then, we'll dismiss it. So
All right.
ideally, if you're able to get that loan by, the 16th or even if it's the 20th, right? You should be able to get it paid off before then and we can get it dismissed. We don't have to come back.
Expecting it to go through next week.
Okay, sounds good. Excuse me, you can go out to the front window where you checked in and get that next court date. And we'll make sure plaintiff's counsel gets a copy of that.
Thank you very much, John.
All right, thank you.
Is it the same Zoom number, Your Honor?
I'm sorry,
Same Zoom number for
appearance counsel, just for the record,
Steve Cromendike appearing on behalf of Cadillac Leisure Mobile Home Park.
and defendants appear in the courtroom. Did you receive your advice of rights in this case? All right, I do have to go through those with you, so bear with me. You do have the right to have an attorney, the right to proper venue, the right to a trial by jury if you request that within a certain amount of time, the right to seek financial assistance and to know that not always necessary for that financial assistance. Also, the right to resolve the case with mediation if both parties agree, and to enter into a conditional dismissal or a consent judgment. Any appeal to the circuit court must be taken within 10 days of a judgment. And on the back of that, it talked where you could get some resources for financial assistance and legal assistance. Today, are you requesting an adjournment for legal advice or financial assistance?
Yes, we've actually already gone through the process. We've already got an acceptance from DHHS. We're just waiting for them to let us know what our copay for them will be for them to finish the payment.
Do you know how long that's anticipated to be?
We're gonna try and call them today as soon as we leave here to see what they're set already,
Okay.
but we're gonna call to find out. We're not gonna wait for the letter.
All right. So because you are working on financial assistance, we will adjourn this then to the 23rd, 10 o'clock? At 10 o'clock.
It should be handled before that.
All right. There is a form you're going to have to complete and file with the court showing proof of application for financial assistance. So you're going to want to do that right away.
Okay.
All right. You can go out to the front window where you checked in and get your next court date. And anything else for the record, counsel?
Do you want me to give you the current numbers I'm showing just so we can make sure we're all on the same page with the outstanding rent?
Yep, sorry. So I have a proposed judgment here. It shows rent to retain possession of $1,862.94, costs of $307.90, other monies due of $91.58, for a total of $2,262.42.
Correct. Yep.
What, just out of curiosity, what are the other monies due?
Let me double check that other money, that 91.58. So that is utilities.
And Mr. Grissom just said that that's a different figure than what he was aware of. What it was owing?
I think actually, they just messaged me yesterday and gave me the exact number from them. It's like $1,900.
Yeah. So,
1954, 52 cents.
yep,
19.
correct. So I'm looking at the ledger that shows that balance. This was printed off yesterday at 10 o'clock a.m. Or I'm sorry, this morning at 10 o'clock a.m. It has a total balance of $1,954.52. That does not include the court costs. And so I think that's where the difference is. So if you take that number and add the $307.90 of court costs, it totals the $2,262.42.
They usually put that into it. Now I've got to call DHS and tell them it's a different number.
Well, I can't deal with that on this end because we're not at a hearing yet as far as the trial. But you may want to get with the property manager or whatever and see where that difference is coming from or why they gave you that figure and not including the cost. And so the court costs are $32.30 times 2 for service, $136 for the filing fee and the mailing fee. And I assume that takes into account the $75 statutory attorney fee.
It does. And just to be clear, I'm showing on my sheet that we had a process server fee of $96.90.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's times 3. So,
Oh, yep, so that adds up.
yep, 9690. Yep. All right.
Yep.
Okay, you can go out to the front window where you checked in and get your next court date, and then you'll have that proof of financial assistance you'll need to file.
Okay.
All right. Again, Country Acres versus Elizabeth Sackett and Michael Soul, case number 25-1851 LT. This is counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sydney Fontanella, P86316 for the plaintiff.
And defendants appear in person. I have received, it looks like twice.
I emailed it.
Yep.
And then
The
I
original?
got the original.
All right.
And I actually have a letter from DHS, basically an approval to pay $3,495 of our back rent. I just got handed this as we were walking into the courtroom, so.
All right. And how much is claimed as owing today?
Your Honor, I'm showing that there's rent of $4,822.31, court costs of $252.90, for a total of $5,075.21. This includes January rental charges.
Yes, and I just applied for an SER, DHS. This is through different programs through DHS. But I had just submitted an SER this morning for January's rent.
How did they give any indication as to how long it would take for that to process?
No, it typically takes a week to 10 days. I don't know if they need an actual eviction or not. They just said that they just needed a court date. So I
Okay.
sent them the paper that I have for today and proof that the other agency is helping us.
So counsel, I guess I'll turn it over to you because we are back here for our second hearing. How do you wish to proceed today then?
I guess my question for the tenants at this point, Your Honor, is obviously they've been approved for $34.95 from DHS. If they're not approved from SCR, do they have a plan to get the remaining $1,600-ish caught up?
Yes,
We've got a plan. The approved amount wasn't exactly through DHS.
it was
It's through
CPS
CPS Prevention.
Service. And talked to DHS today and they said that they just needed a court date and that they should be able to approve that rent as long as we have a court date. So I don't know what that entails. This is like I told you before, this is my first time doing this, so
This is my first time doing this.
I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that way or another, whether it be through DHS or not, do plan on having that other 1,600 paid in the next couple of weeks.
Your Honor, what at this time then what I would request is a judgment. It doesn't seem like there's a dispute as to the amounts that are due. If we want to give, Ms. Sackett and Mr. Saul a little bit more time, I don't necessarily have an objection to that within the confines of the judgment.
Okay. So really what that means is she's asking the court, because it doesn't sound like there's a discrepancy as to what's owed,
No,
or that there's any type of defense as to that you don't owe it.
yeah,
So she's asking the court to essentially enter an order saying that you owe the amount of it was $5,075.21, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
And then giving maybe some extra time to pay that before they could request a order of eviction.
yes,
Does that make sense?
yes.
Now, audience, I'm going to ask, there's too much talking going on out there. So if you could quiet down or take it out to the hallway, I'd appreciate it. Do you agree to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So then I will go ahead and enter a consent judgment. In this case, I do find that a valid waiver of the rights exists, that the plaintiff has the right to recover rents owing in the amount of $4,822.31, costs in the amount of $252.90 for a total of $5,075.21.
Your Honor, I do believe that the statutory writ date would put us at the 20th, but I'm fine to go to the 27th.
Do you want a copy of this letter?
I don't need a copy of it, but you may want to provide a copy of it to the landlord, so they've got
Oh,
it
yeah,
in their records.
absolutely.
So we will give until January 27th to pay that $5,075.21. And if that is not paid by that date, they can request an order of eviction. Acceptance of a partial payment of rent will not prevent the court from entering an eviction. Additional monies may become due for rents or damages.
Yep.
And a no money judgment enters at this time. Now, because you are unrepresented by counsel, and this is a consent judgment, which means the parties agree to this, you have 3 business days to decide whether or not you want to follow through with that judgment. So the judgment doesn't become effective or doesn't get entered until 3 business days after today. If you decide that you don't want to follow through with that judgment, you need to let us know that.
Okay.
All right?
So 3 business days would make it Tuesday next week?
Yes.
And that's just like if we don't agree with,
If you go home tonight and decide that you made a bad decision today by entering into this agreement, you can unwind it tomorrow.
okay, I don't think that'll happen, but
All right.
we are working our butts off to get this problem resolved and.
Yeah, it was due to me being the primary as far as income. I had a medical emergency come up back in October and was out of work for almost 3 weeks and just haven't financially recovered. So I've been trying to find, she's been trying to find ways to help me get us caught back up, you know?
All right. Bailiff, can you have them sign down here at the bottom, please, next to the X? So what you're gonna do is you're signing this consent judgment. There's some pens in that tin up there in the corner, saying that you agree to those terms that we just went through.
Where do we sign?
Right next to the X at the bottom. There's not much room for both of you to sign, but.
My signature is super simple.
And then Ms. Fontanelli, are you all right with me signing your name with permission?
Yes, Your Honor, you have my permission. Thank you.
Ms. Sackett, Mr. Stoll, I'm gonna put today's date on there for
Okay,
you.
that's fine.
Thank you.
I have signed a copy of that judgment. You can go out to the front window where you checked in and get a copy of that,
Okay,
and then you can provide that to the necessary parties if they need it.
all right, thank
All right.
you so much.
Thank you.